Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rody John, and this week we talk to District 3 candidates Nikki Hunter and Marvin Sutton. We also talk to Mayor Jim Ross, who's running for re-election. So it is election time, and we are just trying to get all the information out so that y'all can decide on your own how you want to vote. Make sure to vote now. Early voting is still going on, and this Saturday is going to be Election Day. So make sure to get out and vote. Vote early so you can avoid lines, and because, this Saturday is also Main Street Art Festival, so you don't want to miss that either. Unless you just want to make a giant Arlington day of it, go early, vote, and then go to West Main Street Art Festival. It is going to be so much fun. I can't wait for it. It's bigger and better every year. And I know this year we did not talk to anybody about West Main Street Arts Festival, but it is also election time. So we wanted to get that in just to make sure that you all are very educated when it comes to who and how you want to vote this year. Go out there and enjoy, and here's your candidates.
I am here with Nikki Hunter. She is running for City Council District 3. Welcome back to the show, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. Very good.
So I think this might be the fifth time you've been on the show and never in person. So it's an amazing feat, but we will get an in-person interview at some point.
Yes, for sure. I definitely want to meet you guys.
Well, let's get right into it. So why are you running for City Council?
Well, I'm running for re-election for a simple reason. I care. I want to make sure that I am taking care of each and every resident in District 3. I'm a resident myself. I think we went so long just not getting our specific issues addressed. And that's really why I stepped up to the plate in 2021. I wanted to step up and really try to get some things done. And I've worked hard over the last 2 years to make sure that I do chip away at the things that I said I would get done.
That's awesome. Now, what does Arlington, the American Dream City, mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, I've lived here since I was a kid. I went to kindergarten out here, went to Johns Elementary, then to Spear Elementary. I love this city. I love the people in this city. I love the growth that we've had since I was a child. Things have changed. We went from being kind of a smaller town to now a really big town with still a small town feel.
Yeah, I was describing somebody the other day that Arlington, even though it is the second most visited city outside of Orlando for fun things to do, it still has that big small town feel that, I don't think we'll ever get rid of. Yeah.
No, and I love it.
Same. Even though I'm hearing rumblings about things getting even bigger, it's still going to feel very small town, and you know everybody in your city.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your favorite building in Arlington?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, let's see. I really love a series of buildings, but, I'm going to say UTA because, hey, once a Maverick, always a Maverick. I love UTA. Every time I go there, you know what I mean? It's like, I was just there like last week, and it's changed like even since the last time I was there, which wasn't that long ago. I mean, I just love UTA and the Mavericks and totally support UTA. So I'm going to go ahead and say UTA.
Yeah, it's so funny looking back at the old pictures of what UTA used to look like, and then obviously now it is just, like you said, it changes every time you go there.
Exactly.
When's the last time you got a speeding ticket in Pantego or Dow-Worthington Gardens?
It's been a while, but I need to knock on wood, I guess, since I got this question. But yeah, it's been quite some time since I have gotten one, thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone has that story of getting pulled over there at least once or twice. So.
Right.
What is your favorite memory of Arlington?
Oh, well, there's so many. Honestly, my favorite involves my grandparents. Just, they lived the city over in Grand Prairie, but every time they would come visit us in Arlington, just going to the parks, going to Vandergrift Park and just having picnics. I still think about that. My grandparents have passed on, but I still think about that every time I go to Vandergrift Park. You can just see it, just sitting out there, just enjoying the day, having the good little sandwiches and the potato chips and we drank, fruit punch back in the day, when I was a kid and just things like that. But I love it. Just that.
I love that. No, we have a lightning round, so it's an either or. So choose as you will. Six Flags or Hurricane Harbor.
I can't swim. I'm gonna have to say Six Flags.
Same. I've never been to Hurricane Harbor, even when it was wet.
Same here.
Texas Rangers or the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, you're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you? You're trying to get me in trouble. Okay, look, I love football, so it's got to be the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. I'm not going to ask anything about advice on the team. I don't think it's above our
Please
pay.
don't.
Yeah. Worst highway, 20 or 30?
That's a good one. Honestly, I'm going to say it's probably equal. We've got some bad traffic over this way on 20.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. 360 and 20 is always a nightmare.
Yeah.
Now, think about Arlington 10 years from now. How do you see it?
I definitely see us continuing to grow. I definitely, see more small businesses coming to Arlington, hopefully over in District 3. I see transportation. We are going to, as City Council, have to address the transportation issues that we have. I see us, addressing that and moving forward with something that's good for all of Arlington and the residents on there. But definitely, there's going to be continued growth. I mean, we are the home of both the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers, and plus we have Six Flags and Hurricane Harbor. So we're going to grow. We're going to continue to grow. I mean, we have one of the best schools out there, UTA. So I do see us continuing to grow, but we are going to have to make sure we address the transportation issues. We're also going to have to make sure we address the traffic issues.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering we also have the Medal of Honor Museum coming in, where the museum is moving over also inside the esports complex. And then, just the growth over there in general is not stopping either. So, yeah, I do think transportation is going to be something that we need to get addressed. And then it's also going to have to pair with the, walkable bit of our city. I mean, if you're trying to go from north to south, you have to drive or you have to, get in a car. But once you are in these areas, you want to be able to walk around and feel more comfortable. So, I mean.
Absolutely. And I love nature too. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that want to get out, especially downtown area, and just kind of walk around. I mean, we have some great, like you said, we have the Medal of Honor coming and we have the museum that's going to be in that way. But we also have some great restaurants that's popped up. Insomnia Cookie. I mean, how great is that to have that right in downtown? And then you have boba tea, kung fu tea. So you need that walkability,
Yeah, the Insomnia is a bit dangerous. I'm glad I don't live in that area of the city because I know I'd be much fatter than I already am, and it'd be not good.
Let me tell you something. I don't live in that area, but I find myself driving over there to get those cookies. That's very dangerous.
Well, I think it's going to be, we have a donut place going in the new over by Union or Urban Union, and from the pictures I've seen, they look very delicious.
Oh, wow. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a voodoo donut type vibe. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a foodie. I like food, so.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Arlingtonite?
A favorite? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Arlingtonite, citizen of Arlington.
Oh, do I have a favorite citizen? I love Miss Tilly.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Tilly, I've known her since I was a kid, and really she's an inspiration to me. I met her really early on, and she really just taught me the value of getting back to the community. So I've got to say Miss Tilly.
She is a saint among people and still sharp as a whip. I talked to her, I think it was sometime last year or a year before, and I was just still blown away how sharp she is. So
she's done a lot for the community. I mean, and she still does a lot for the community. I mean, like I said, I'm blessed to have known her from such a young age and to have really just gotten just the vibe of wanting to get out into the community. And I think she makes us all want to get out and volunteer.
Sure. She definitely makes everyone want to be a better person.
Right. I agree.
So we have another lightning round. This is favorites in Arlington. So favorite taco place.
Taco? Oh, wow, that's hard. Now, I would say Torchy's, but now since I'm downtown more, I'm going blank, but you know the taco place I'm talking about. Fuzzy's. I love Fuzzy's tacos. Their avocado tacos are so good.
Yeah, that queso is amazing as well.
Yes, it is.
Favorite pizza place?
It's going to be the same as last time. Old school. Love old school. That hasn't changed.
Okay. They'll love to hear that as well. Favorite coffee place?
That's a hard one because we've got so many coffee places. I mean, and I'm not really a coffee drinker,
Okay.
but there's so many of them. I give props to all of them. We have a new one in District 3. I will go ahead and say that, Cup of Vibes. So, I always want to promote our small businesses in District 3.
That's right. They just opened up, and I still got to head over there.
Yes, very good coffee and hot chocolate.
There you go. Favorite hairdresser?
Oh, wow. Well, I got to say mine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll get in trouble if I don't. Coco's hair. She's actually not in my district. She's right in downtown Arlington. But, yeah, she does great jobs. And hopefully she's listening.
Hopefully she is, yeah. Favorite spot in Urban Union?
In Urban Union?
Yes, favorite spot.
I guess just anywhere out in nature, I guess. I mean, I'm just not really picky as far as that.
Okay. And then anything else you want to say to the citizens of Arlington?
Yeah, I just want to say, it's been an amazing 2 years just getting to know residents. I've definitely made myself available through text, through phone calls. I've been known to make several house visits. And I think that's definitely what we need in this district. We need someone that really cares and someone that really makes themselves available to the residents. With that said, also I've got a lot done in District 3 in the last 2 years that I've been here. I'm very proud of the fact that I've had a record number of town halls, record number of neighborhood meetings. Those meetings have really made it possible for me to get things done. It's made me aware of the traffic issues that we've had, the neighborhood issues that we've had, and I've really been able to chime in because of those meetings. Lastly, but not least, I am very proud of the partnerships, the community partnerships that I've been able to really focus on. The most notable is the Atmos Energy. I don't know if you remember, right before Christmas, we had an outage in 3 of my neighborhoods over here. And that partnership with Atmos Energy has really allowed me to go back, and they were able to get their reimbursements because of that. We're actually addressing the issue as you speak. This partnership has really just made the situation a lot easier moving forward. If we do, knock on wood, ever have these issues again, we have these built-in relationships that we can contact to get things taken care of a lot quicker, because that was really sad not having heat on the coldest day of the month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, especially with the big freeze 2 years ago, that it's bad for everybody. So it's always good when you have people actually reaching out and making sure that the problems get solved. So.
Yeah, and definitely, and it's definitely something we want. We want to make sure that we are able to address those issues quickly. But I want to close up just by saying thank you to the residents for being so vocal, for calling me, for texting me. And really just helping. We worked in a partnership with the residents to make sure that we are getting things done in District 3. And I am so proud of the things that have been done over the last 2 years. I mean, we've addressed traffic as well. And I hope to be reelected so we can make sure we keep going and take this district to the next level.
So if anybody wants to follow you, support, donate, find you on social media, your website, how can they do all the things?
Sure. They can find me. My website is votefornikkihunter.com. I am on social media. My Facebook page is Nikki for Arlington. Definitely have a lot of good stuff on there, and welcome anybody to go ahead and to follow me on Facebook, or if you need to reach out to me, they can call me at 817-456-4200, and I will definitely answer any questions that they have.
Now, when you say Nikki 4, is that the number 4 or actually FOR?
Oh, FOR, sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. I mean, just making sure people know where to find you. So,
Thank
Nikki,
you.
Thank you so much for being back on the show. We will do it in person after the election, one way or the other. So, best of luck with the election, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you. And I tell you what, let's do an in-person at Insomnia Cookies. How about that? I'll meet you there.
Yeah. I'll be there.
All right. I'll see you. Thanks again. Good to talk to you.
Right. Thank you, man.
Bye.
You too. All right, bye. I'd like to welcome back to the show Marvin Sutton. He is running for City Council, District 3. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Again, thanks for the invitation, and thanks for allowing me to share my thoughts and experience with your audience.
No problem. Yeah, it's always great having you on. You always have such a refreshing take on what's going on with the city of Arlington. And from following you on social media, You look like you visited every state capital recently. Before I get into the other questions, what was that like?
It's a wonderful experience. Got a beautiful country out there. When I took an oath, I served in the United States Air Force to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It brings a different new meaning, how beautiful the country is and how we're willing to preserve and protect our country and the freedom that we enjoy every day. I've visited around 38 states, so I got about 12 to go. It is so beautiful. It's refreshing. It's energizing. It keeps you at awe. The country we live in is one of the best countries in the world.
You're not wrong, and I don't know if you're driving or flying to these places, but either way, I think traveling to a new city and new state is always refreshing, and it sometimes makes you love where you come from even more.
It does. So sometimes we fly in the States, like recently we flew into Salt Lake City. We actually drove from Salt Lake City to Boise, Idaho, and then from Boise, Idaho to Salem, Oregon. So the mountains, the snow, I've never been caught in a snowstorm, almost a blizzard, I guess, with no internet access, and it's kind of unnerving. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful country with a beautiful scenery, and that's why we're a great country.
It's so true. All right, we'll get right into the questions here. So why are you running for city council?
So the reason I'm running is because I have a passion serving people. At age 17, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. I was passionate about serving then. Once I completed my tour of duty, I became an air traffic controller. Took a similar oath. Passionate about serving the flying aviation community. One of the few that worked doing 9/11, where we were challenged with recovering 4,000 airplanes that were airborne countrywide and securely getting them down on the ground and securing our friendly skies. Serving in that capacity was a great honor. Then I had the opportunity of serving on Arlington City Council for 2 years, and this is during one of the toughest times in the city history, a pandemic had never been on record yet for the city of Arlington in that magnitude, but we were able to get through it. We had a serious revenue shortfall because we weren't able to utilize our sports venues, which bring in a lot of sales tax dollars. And then on top of that, we had one of the worst sub-degree temperatures on record in Arlington, but we still had to deliver first-class services. And so we were able to do that. So I've been tested. So I've been passionate about serving. I'm passionate about people and solving problems. And that's all government does, is solve problems. And sometimes on occasion, it does create problems. For the most part, we're here to serve and solve problems.
You're so true about potentially causing problems, even though
So that's why I'm running. That's why I'm running. I have a passion to serve people and a passion to solve problems.
There we go. So what does Arlington, the American dream city, mean to you?
It means access and opportunity. Arlington is the 8th most diverse city in the country. I mean, over 110 nationalities. And with diversity comes strength. We learn about each other. We learn to respect our differences. We learn to get along, and we learn to unite. That's the beauty of Arlington as American dream city. I'm passionate about the city. I'm passionate about moving it forward. And at the end of the day, I want to unite as a city. And I think united, we can do more.
I think so, too. So what's your favorite building in Arlington?
I would say the Central Library. Have you been in there? The technology they have in there is awesome.
Yes,
I mean, I didn't realize the things that they had in there. Yeah. And most people say the sports venue, but I think the library opens opportunity. And when I was small, I grew up in a housing project, and I was kind of disappointed that I was dealt those parts. And I would go to the library at school, and I would just look at books, and I would just fantasize about what it'd be like to be someplace else and doing some other thing. And so the library was a way out, so to speak, for me. And when I became an air traffic controller after President Reagan had fired the controllers, I had no clue what an air traffic controller did. So I asked some of my colleagues in the Air Force, and they told me to go to the control tower. I went up, and the guy was so laid back. I couldn't imagine the controller being so laid back. I said to myself, I want your job. And guess what I did? Went to the library, looked up everything there was about air traffic controllers on the base. So the library itself offers a world of opportunities for you to be successful.
It's true. As much as people still will sometimes use their phones when it comes to finding information, and again, they may forget it by the end of the day. If you're actually physically sitting there with a book and taking it all in, you could be transported to an entirely different world.
It is. And it's so refreshing to be able to go back, put the cell phone down, disconnect from the digital world, and engage in real books and adventures.
Exactly. Yeah, written by people, for the most part, written long before cell phones and social media were even a thing.
There you go. That's true.
Yeah. So when was the last time you got a speeding ticket in Pantego or Dalworthington Gardens?
Oh, I don't think I got a speeding ticket in Dalworthington. I got one in Arlington coming down 360, but that was probably about 7-8 years ago. I can't remember the actual time frame.
Okay. Yeah, normally it's a badge of honor to get a Pantego or a Dalworthington Gardens, at least pull over.
I've never heard of that. Should I go try to get one now?
I would not. No, I would not recommend.
I know. I'm
just
just
anywhere is no fun. So.
No. I wouldn't recommend it either. We try to comply with the laws every now and then. I look at the speedometer and I go, well, I need to back off just a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
sometimes kind of get away from.
Yeah,
sometimes it gets away from me. So I try to stay focused. Driving is an active sport.
Sure. So
driving is an active sport. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, what is your favorite memory of Arlington?
When I first moved here, so I was living in Euless, kind of Fort Worth. Actually, it was actually Fort Worth, but more Euless responds to most of those incidents for emergency service. And then I had a friend of mine who decided to move he moved to Grand Prairie, and they were still building the subdivision in Arlington. And I was like, this is my first house. So that comes with a unique experience, my first house I ever purchased. And we didn't have that Kroger store at the time on the corner of Southeast Green Oaks. They were just starting to build Bowie High School up. And so I felt like I was part of something special that's developing around our community. And we were such a close-knit community. We looked out for each other. We held block parties. Now, most communities are disconnected. For whatever reason, we got to get them back. And that's a key thing, is uniting our community. So my impression is moving into Arlington and experiencing the growth in the Southeast sector.
Love that. Now, we have a lightning round. This is an either or. So first, Six Flags or Hurricane Harbor?
Describe what now?
Six Flags or Hurricane Harbor? Which would you choose?
Hurricane Harbor, I think, is refreshing. I took my kids there. He got on the slide, and I go, oh, no, thank you. I'll just stay on the ground. No.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Texas Rangers or the Dallas Cowboys?
I like the Rangers, and I'm kind of a little partial to the Rangers because when they came to Arlington, these built facilities, they actually helped us get other venues, which stimulated our economy.
Sure. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the Rangers, we probably wouldn't even have the Cowboys. So.
Well, we would have Texas Live by Lowe's, and some other stuff that they brokerage for us, like the 888-room hotel that we're getting in. They help us with the National Medal of Honor, and as you're aware, 2026, we're the home venue for the World Cup.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be massive. I cannot wait for that.
Oh, yeah, international stage for the state of Arlington.
Yeah. Worst highway, 20 or 30?
I would say 30 because it's so complicated and complex getting in and off 30. Initially, they're trying to make the improvements that makes it easy to transition. But I would say 30.
Yeah, I mean, 30's been under construction as long as I've had a license, and that's
really, yeah,
forever now. So
now then the reason I like 20 because I'm originally from Georgia. I just jump on 20 and go east, and home sweet home. Yeah.
Yeah, 18 hours later, you're there. I've done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So think about Arlington in 10 years. What does it look like to you?
I think Arlington is going to be a booming metropolitan area. Matter of fact, Arlington is the third largest in the DFW Metroplex. We're part of the fourth largest metropolitan statistical area, and that's defined by a city that has more than 1 million people in it, and they include other cities in there. Arlington will dictate what happens in north central Texas. I mean, with Arlington being the nucleus of the area, Dallas and Fort Worth benefits from some of the decisions that are being made by Arlington. So in the next 10 years, Dallas-Fort Worth will reap the benefits of decisions made in the city of Arlington.
I believe the exact same thing. Yeah. So who is your favorite Arlingtonite?
That's a good question. I never thought of that, but off the top, I would say I like public service, and I think Sherry Capehart. I mean, when I first ran into her, we had a serious conversation when I got in politics. I really admired her, so I would think she would be my favorite.
There we go. We have another lightning round. This is a what's your favorite part? So, favorite taco place in Arlington?
Favorite taco place? I don't do tacos as much. If I had to guess, I would say Taco Bueno.
There you go. That's not a bad choice. Favorite pizza place?
Brooklyn Pizza, Southeast Arlington, the best New York pizza you ever want to taste, and the more bang for your buck when you eat it.
Brooklyn's is fantastic. Favorite coffee place?
Cup of Vibe, a new coffee shop. I really enjoy their flavor they offer, and it is great. So that's where I spend my money.
I do need to make my way over there. I haven't been over there yet.
You have to.
Yeah. Favorite barber?
Dak Barber Service. He's been my barber for the last 20 plus years. He's flexible with his schedules to try to get me in. So Dak's Barber.
Oh, there you go. And favorite spot in Urban Union?
Favorite spot, Legal Draft. I think they changed the name, but Legal Draft is a nice, quiet place that you can interact with friends. It makes you feel like home. You remember Cheers? Brings you back to those days.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be the cider cage now, but
yes.
I do miss Legal Draft and all the people there. Not so very far away. They're still in Arlington, but yeah, I still need to catch up with them. Is there anything else you want to let the citizens of Arlington know?
Oh, absolutely. About Marvin? Okay, so
yes,
Marvin
sir.
is experienced, Marvin is knowledgeable, Marvin is fair. And here's another thing. I don't take money from developers. I never have. I never will. I don't think that it's morally right, but I think statutorily it's okay under our laws to take money from developers, even though you're going to make a decision about one way or the other if their products or if their development's approved. So I won't take that money. I believe that I'm not at a level of maturity to know the difference or reason the difference between the money and making that decision. So I decline to take money. I need it, but I don't take it. I think the decision I make on the council has to be data driven. So the decisions I make are data driven. I won't take money that may compromise my decision making process. I stay true to people who I represent. And at the end of the day, I want what's best for Arlington.
There you go. If people want to follow you online, support you, donate, go to your website, how can they do all the things?
Well, our website is electmarvinsutton.com. That's electmarvinsutton.com. We could use donations, but we don't have a lot of donations. We don't have a lot of staff, but Marvin Sutton has a lot of heart and a lot of integrity and don't mind walking, knocking on doors. So from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., you may see Marvin at your door. You can go to my website, electmarvinsutton.com again. My Facebook page, Elect Marvin Sutton for Arlington City Council District 3. I welcome any ideas. I don't know all the solutions. My job is to solve problems. I would love for you to be in that loop of solving those problems so you become owner of the solution. And we like to be part of the process, and it's helping you achieve the American dream.
There we go. Marvin, thank you so much for your time, and we'd like to talk to you again, obviously win or lose, but we do look forward to having you back on the show.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And thank you again, and thanks to your audience. And if anybody have any questions, ideas, my cell number is 817-602-0644. God bless y'all, and thanks again.
Thanks, sir.
Bye.
I am here with the mayor of Arlington, Jim Ross. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, John. Everything going well with y'all?
Oh, everything's going great. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Arlington. Got some nice rain the other day, so everything's beautiful here today.
Perfect.
Yeah. So why are you running for re-election for mayor?
I guess it's pretty simple. We're not done. I think we've had some a lot of good progress over our first 2 years in office, but we're just not done. We have more to do.
There we go. I love that. What does Arlington, the American Dream City, mean to you?
Everything. I've been here over 40 years now and raised my kids here. All my businesses are here. I've been in Arlington, worked for the city of Arlington. Arlington has done so much for me and my family. It really means the world. So that's why I ran for mayor in the first place. I was comfortable just running my businesses and doing all that, but I've always been engaged in the community. And when the opportunity came up and there wasn't anybody that was running that I could really get behind, I was encouraged to run, and here I am.
What is your favorite building in Arlington?
Oh, that's a good one. Favorite building in Arlington. I am a history buff, so it's probably going to be something that you haven't heard, but I love the old top of the hill terrace up there with all of the old buildings at Arlington Baptist University and how they have the tunnels and the old pool there. That part of hidden history is really exciting. So that's probably my favorite building.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to talk to her. We didn't get it on the show yet. We've been trying to figure out a way to do an entire episode just on the history of that place, but I feel like it's got to be a series because it's just, for anybody who doesn't know, that's the first speakeasy kind of casino back in the 20s and 30s, and over 100 years ago now. And it is fascinating. The history of everything that was going on with the church fighting it as well. And, like you said, the tunnels, and there's still stuff there that they haven't discovered and can't discover just because they don't have the money and the resources to do it. And I really hope that it happens, that we can make that an entire building of historical, put it out there for everybody to know. Yeah.
We're going to do more than that. So we're working with ADU to turn that into a museum. And we're working on helping them get the money in because that is an incredibly rich part of Arlington's history that we have to showcase.
Without a doubt. And she has done such a great job of showcasing that. And, I do wonder as she's getting up there in age, who was going to take over. And I'm glad to hear that the city of Arlington is stepping up to really help further tell that story that I think a lot of people just don't know about.
Absolutely. It's exciting. So,
yeah. So when was the last time you got a speeding ticket or in Pantego or Dow Worthington Gardens?
Lord have mercy. I think I got a speeding ticket in Pantego. I don't know. It's been a number of years now, but I've definitely gotten a speeding ticket in Pantego before. Yes. I don't know that I've gotten one in Dow Worthington Gardens ever, but I've definitely got one in Pantego several years ago.
Yeah, it is an odd badge of honor if you've gotten one, and you're almost for sure an Arlingtonite if you've gotten at least stopped in those cities.
Yep, absolutely. So,
what is your favorite memory of Arlington?
Oh, the first thing that comes to mind was the anniversary of 9/11 when we had, my mind just went back. Greenwood, the famous patriotic sign with what is his name? Jeff. My mind just went blank. Jeff Greenwood or Lee Greenwood.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah,
Lee Greenwood. I knew it would come to me when Lee Greenwood performed on 9/11 anniversary, the 20-year anniversary, and he performed at the Levitt. To have him sing his infamous patriotic song on that anniversary and my ability to meet him was pretty cool.
That is awesome. Now, we have a lightning round. It's an either or. Six Flags or Hurricane Harbor?
Six Flags. Me in a bathing suit does not look good.
I know the feeling, believe me. Texas Rangers or Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, Lord. Can I plead the fifth on these? You want to get me in trouble, you know? I love both teams. But I'll say the Rangers because I was there last night. So.
Very nice. Worst highway, 20 or 30?
30. No, 20. No, 20 right now because 20, we're starting the Southeast Corridor. So.
Yeah, I live in that area, and I'm curious what the next 5 to 30 years looks like because, 30's been under construction for as long as I can remember, and then I'm very curious how this whole 820, 287 situation is going to look.
Hopefully it won't take near as long, but let's see.
Yeah, fingers crossed on that. Think about 10 years from now. How does the city look to you?
Landscape has changed. We see more verticality coming into the city. We see more development, revitalization of East Arlington. Texas Southern University will have their campus here. A lot of good changes going on.
That's awesome. Who's your favorite Arlingtonite?
Ooh, dead or alive?
Either.
Tom Vandergriff. I think Mayor Vandergriff was just incredible with his vision, and he was the type of individual that could help a homeless person 1 hour and the next hour get the Rangers to move to Arlington. And, the stuff he did for this city is second to none.
Sure. Yeah, we're still feeling it today, and I love every bit of it.
Yeah.
This is our second lightning round. This is the favorite in Arlington. Favorite taco place in Arlington?
Ooh. Favorite taco place in Arlington? Holy goodness. I'd say Fuzzy's.
That's a good one. Favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Oh, Moni's, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Moni's has the best pizza around.
Favorite coffee place in Arlington?
Inclusion.
I love that place too. Favorite barber in Arlington?
John's Barber Shop. He's been cutting hair. He cut my hair way back when I was a cop, and I still go there now.
Favorite spot in Urban Union?
Favorite spot in Urban Union? Well, now it's I'd say Cartel Tacos. I could have said Cartel Tacos for the favorite taco place too, but I like Cartel Tacos.
Yeah, everything there is fantastic. I don't think I've ever had anything bad there. Anything else you want to say to the citizens of Arlington?
Get out and vote. Every vote counts, and get out and vote. Your local leaders are what really makes the impact on everybody. More so than the national race, more so than any of that. It's who you put in your school board and who you put in your city council and the mayor's office that matters. So come out and vote, and let's do better together.
It is true because you hear so many people just complain about what's happening on a national level, but they don't ever really focus on what's happening around in their town. And if you don't like it, well, then go vote people in that you agree with and that you know will actually help the city that you do live in, so that it can be better for not only you but for other people that move in here later. So
yeah.
Now, if people want to follow you online, support you, donate, go to your website, how can they do all the things?
You can follow us online. We're on Facebook. If you just search Reelect Jim Ross, it'll come up there. We're at reelectjimross.com, and all of our stuff is on there. Just get out. You love the direction we're going, or give us your support. You can get on there and volunteer, get your yard signs, get information on where to vote and all that stuff. You can vote anywhere in Tarrant County as long as you're an Arlington resident. If you're working downtown Fort Worth, you can vote downtown during your lunch break. So get out and vote.
Perfect. Again, early voting starts this Monday, and the actual election is May 6th. So definitely go out there and vote. And Jim, thank you so much for your time. And again, we'd love to have you back on the show, win or lose. So
anytime, John. I appreciate you.
Thanks, sir. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much to Nikki Hunter and Marvin Sutton. Again, our return guests all the way around. And also thank you to Jim Ross. Nikki Hunter, we will have an in-person interview, as we talked about, at some point, because, we have never talked to her in person on the pod. We have talked to her in person before, but we will do it on the pod. We also, love having Marvin Sutton and Jim Ross back on. Again, like we say, good luck to everybody. And, we would like to have everybody back on the show afterwards just to, win, lose, or draw, talk about what's going on. So, until then, make sure to go out every Monday night. It is trivia night over at Dr. Jekyll's, and that starts at 7 p.m. Also, every Monday is open mic comedy at 1851. You can sign up at 7:40. Show starts at 8 o'clock. And then every Wednesday over at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30. You can leave a little early and head on over to Division Brewing, or have somebody save a table for you, because every Wednesday night is trivia night over at Division, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. So make sure to go out there and eat local, drink local, and go rediscover your city. Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.